Okay, we will start on time. Thank you for joining the call. And hello, everyone. My name is Sunela Thomas, and I'm the program director for the Masters in Business Analytics and Artificial Intelligence program, Flex program at UTD. Even though these sessions are included or scheduled mainly to address your questions, I typically have a PowerPoint to give you an overview of the program first, which should answer many of your questions. I also have Sylvia Leventhal. She's the program manager. She's also on the call. So if you have any questions, please post them in the chat and as they come to your mind. And if there can be a link that answers your question, then she will post them immediately. Okay. So you may be wondering, what is so great about UT Dallas, right? I would say lots of things. Our campus is expanding to meet the student needs. Our student population is roughly, I would say, 30,000 students, right? And the Jindal School of Management has over 10,000 students in there, and approximately half of them are graduate students. If we look at Texas as a whole and look at the GDP, it's the eighth largest economy. And DFW area, which is where we are located, it is the 23rd largest. So what does this all mean for you as students, right? Lots of different industry sectors call DFW their home, which means there are lots of opportunities to meet professionals who have industry experience, have the ability to get internship as well as job opportunities. Some of these professionals that you meet could be your professors because they maybe were teaching here as a part-time faculty. Some may be guest speakers in classes, or in some cases, certain student organizations bring external speakers, and sometimes these people that you're meeting could be your employers. There's a diverse group of companies in the DFW area. Texas Instruments, AT&T, American Airlines, Southwest, Kimberly-Clark, Toyota, Mckesson, CBRE, different domains, they all call this region as their home. So this area therefore reflects the strong fundamentals when it comes to workforce, access to things, and the cost of doing business. I am responsible for the MSBA and AI Flex program. And as the name indicates, it's flexible, right? Meaning that you can take the courses at your own pace. They're on campus and online options. There are 36 credits. 18 of them or half of them is core that gives you the foundations and the skill set, and 18 are electives that gives you the flexibility to take courses that meet your career interest. So you're able to pick from the 11 tracks. That's the beauty of Flex program. And those 11 tracks, some are very traditional, like accounting and marketing. Those are like traditional tracks, while there are some in here that are more emerging tracks, like product and innovation analytics track and social media track, some cybersecurity track. Those are like more innovative in there. Okay. It's a STEM designated program, meaning that because it's in a technology field, that you will have extra time to do job after you graduated, same as during your time, the 2 years, 18 months to 2 years that you take to do the program. You also have what is called curricular practical training, CPT, where you can get an internship. And then you have 2 years of OPT, optional practical training, where you do not require sponsorship from any company. Okay. The tracks are not in your diploma or in your transcript. It just shows the courses that you're taking. Okay. Tracks are out there for you to, I always tell students, I came from industry. I would always tell students, try to take courses from different tracks because that will give you domain expertise in multiple domains that will make you more marketable in the job market. The deadlines without late fee, as you see, fall, it's already past May 1st. You can still apply for fall, but you will pay the $75 late fee. Okay, so we do have students who join fall, spring, and summer. Fall and spring, I would say at this point, they're both a bigger number of intake of students, new students compared to summer. So let's talk about why you would say that you want to come to that UTD MSBA and AI program, right? As I mentioned, it's a diverse curriculum, 80 plus courses with 11 tracks. It's flexible, it's on campus or online. Now, as an international student, there's some restrictions on online, how many online classes that you can take in the Flex program. Okay. We have expert instruction where I say educators who have come from the industry, who are full-time faculty here, who have PhD and they do more research-oriented faculty, you will find them. And you also have some industry veterans who don't have PhD, but they have been in industry 30 plus years, that they bring that industry wealth of knowledge and disseminate that to the students. Because of that industry connections that we have through this faculty, full-time or part-time, and our Jindal School having connections with the local businesses, that is where we find external speakers to come, external projects that not every course you're going to find an industry project, but there are courses that have live industry projects in them. So now talking about application requirements, right? It is rolling admissions, $50 for a non-refundable application fee if you do it within deadline. You international students have to pay an additional $50 for their foreign credential evaluation fee. You have to write a one-page personal objective statement. I've read 2 pages of it, I would say you can, if you run from one page, double space and all you want to tell about. In the personal objective statement, I'm going to tell you, focus on why you want to come to this program. What is it that is telling you? If you may be from a totally different domain, and students often wonder, well, can I come from my undergraduate was history. Is this a right program to do? Well, what is your interest? Your personal objective statement should showcase that. You should have a resume. Your unofficial transcript is all what we require while you are submitting the application. If you have less than 2 years of work experience, then you need 3 recommendation letters. Otherwise, you only need 1. This is an optional GRE GMAT score program. So if you submit it, then we'll take that into consideration. If you don't submit it, we'll evaluate your application without that. Okay. Lots of students ask about, everybody wants a scholarship or a TA-ship. So scholarship, we have 2 different kinds of scholarship for incoming new students. It's a Dean's Excellence Scholarship and a Program Excellence. Both have deadlines, which is at this point for fall, it's already passed. And there is no exception to that deadline, okay? For the Dean's Excellence, you need the GRE or GMAT score. So if you didn't submit that, then you're only considered for program excellence. You will only get one or the other. You cannot double dip. You don't get Dean's Excellence and program excellence. So what does it mean to be getting that scholarship, right? It allows you to have an in-state tuition. That is what it helps you in there. For TAship, brand new students coming into the program are not eligible for a TAship, okay? You have to be on campus taking courses, and then you submit your application for the TAship. And because we need your grades for that semester, first semester, to see whether you are eligible for that. It is a highly competitive landscape. And TAship, the number of TAs selected, it's selected by a committee. They have some criteria that they use to see what was your grade, how are you involved on campus, because sometimes students come and take a whole lot of classes the first semester and not get enough, high enough grade, or they don't participate in any other activities that they have on campus. So that then puts your leadership skill is not exhibited at that point. Okay. It is, as I mentioned, it's a separate application. You will submit that during the course of the semester, but they wait till your grades are posted to kind of evaluate. Now, the number of students selected for TAship depends on the number of courses that we are having for a particular semester, because students are assigned based on the number of courses and number of students enrolling in that program. So on this note on scholarship is, if you defer your admission, let's say you got an admission to fall 25 and you also got a scholarship, we will allow you to defer one time your admission to whatever semester you want, the next year, spring 26 or summer 26, but you do not have an option to defer your scholarship. The scholarship, you'll have to reapply for it. Okay. You have to also remember to accept the scholarship within the deadline and register for the courses. If you change before you come to campus, if you try to change your program, it is like you have to reapply for the other program. But if you're on campus, you took your first semester and then you realize, I need to change my program, you can submit a change of program application. It doesn't cost you anything, but the scholarship may not transfer. So if you are awarded scholarship in fall, that scholarship is valid for fall and spring. If you come in spring and you're awarded in spring, it is only for spring semester. Okay. However, there is opportunity for continuing students to reapply for scholarship. It is a two-part process compared to the one-part process in the first semester. Most of the time, students forget that second part that they have to complete, and if you don't complete, you're not qualified for it. And as I mentioned, the scholarship helps you. It's a $1,000 scholarship, but it helps you to reduce your tuition by 50%. The core courses, I said there are 6 core courses or 18 credits, right? It's a distribution between the courses that you see here. One of the things that I recommend students taking in the first semester is, if you're coming here without any technical background, I recommend that you take 3 courses and be good at it. Okay, because that helps you get acclimatized with the program, with the area, with the school, and able to participate in other clubs to see where you fit in the West. So for the first semester, the professional development course is a mandatory course for people who have not worked in US. Okay, because that group, it's an 8-week course, helps you to refine your resume, helps you with mock interview preparation, networking, communication skills. And I can tell you, so I teach a course that students who are not able to get an internship will have to end up taking, okay? So that's the last semester of your program. While the first semester of your program, you're doing this. I can tell you, I brought in one of the coaches from this program, professional development program, to my class this is the last semester, I have got raving remarks from students who say how beneficial it was because, yes, they did it in the first semester. Sometimes they forget, sometimes they fall back into their old traps. And this was actually beneficial to have somebody come and reinforce and tell them what is there in the current market right now. Okay. So you do not have to, I kept on talking about, history major, art major, anybody who comes in. If you have if you have a passion to do technical courses, this is a course program that's fit for you, right? We help you to be successful. We help you with the resources. So we have boot camps that are free for you before the semester starts. Those, if in case it's virtual boot camp, in case you miss it, you have access to their recording. Another one is that I also provide you with a free code for data camp during your program here that you are able to then learn and supplement your classroom instruction in that. So you don't have to worry about internship yet because if you haven't joined the program, but overall is that there's a requirement to take 0, 1, 2, 3, or 3 credit, at least one internship during your program during the 18 to 24 months that you're in the program. And for international students, you have to wait 2 long semesters. So for example, if you're joining in fall, you are doing fall and spring and you're eligible in summer 26 to do an internship. If you're only coming in spring of 26, you have to finish spring 26, fall 26, and you're eligible after that. If you want to see, you will see right now in the last 1 week, if you look in LinkedIn and search for hashtag UTDMSBA, you will see all the LinkedIn stories of students who have done internship because that is one of the requirements that they have to post about their experience, what company, what was the role, because that helps other students to, now know those companies hire international students or higher students, right? So that is beneficial for you. So please go and review that. Key employers this is only a very small pool of the employers, but we do have some, like for example, in here, Ericsson or Lennox probably would have hired in a particular semester that their students are interning, probably up to 10 students, right? It's not just one student get into a program internship. If you look at the student outcomes, now this is public. I pulled this from a public website that what is it that graduates out of this program? What kind of, employer base are they going into? What kind of job titles are there? Obviously, if you see, majority of the students are located in Texas, right? So students who come, they found multiple jobs within the state of Texas. That is actually beneficial for us to showcase, right? Students study here, are able to get a job in here. If you look in our UTD website, you will find the student outcomes of, 77% of the students already have an employment before they complete the course. And within 3 months, we have 83% of students who have found an employment. I can tell you, I told you I teach the class called Analytics Practicum. These are students who were not able to get an internship during their semester program here, right? The semester is not over yet. I have at least 4 students who have found a full-time job. So even if you don't have an internship, you are still able to find a full-time job. This is another website, like the government website. If you go to, you can find what is it that master's degree or a additional professional degree that will help you in terms of you securing a job. And if you look in here, there are several jobs in the data science AI. Now, when they say data science, it's data analytics, business intelligence, all that combined, data engineering, all of them combined in there. Okay. So it shows really promising job and employability. Within the program, or within JSOM, there are multiple student organizations. This is a group of them, as you see, especially if you look at analytics. Informs and Envision are highly active clubs in here. They have a lot of hackathons. We also bring in, recently we brought in a vendor called Nime, Knime, and because Nime is a automation tool, and they do a lot of like automated SQL and things like that. And we brought them here to do a learnathon hackathon, and I want to say they were about 200 students who attended, 200 plus students who attended. And out of that, 48 or 16 or 17 teams of 3 students each got selected to do their hackathon. And we are waiting to hear the results end of this week, because the team that scores the highest, all the 3 students, will have a guaranteed internship with Nine. So we try to do things to help students. Again, the resources is what we provide the students, but there's no guarantee for you. You have to work to go achieve that job. We also have certificates. There are 4 certificates that are within the program. Out of that, the 3 that is in that little box, dotted box, those I call it stackable degree. If you take every course in those 3 certificates, not only do you get an MSB in AI degree, but you also get 3 certificates. Now, the 3 certificates are free to you. However, there are guidelines that you need to apply for the certificate. It is not automatic enrollment. You have to apply before the deadline, and you also have to apply to graduate out of it. Those things, obviously, when you join, I think that's, instead of overwhelming you right now, I think that is the time we can talk about it, maybe during orientation. Students also ask about tuition estimates, okay? It's available on our website, UTD's website. So roughly, if you look in here, somebody who is a graduate program, non-resident, who's only taking 3 courses, the rough tuition estimate is $15,000. Now that changes with whatever tuition plan, like I picked the variable instead of the guarantee one. So that will, you can go to their website and look at different option and figure out what is best for you. Sometimes students have questions on immigration, right? Like, okay, what is it? How does my I-10D work? What is it? When do I have to? Or sometimes you have a visa appointment that you want to know how to fare in that visa appointment. Again, if you go to our ISSO website, they have an advising team in there that you can request virtual time with them, and they can help you with that. So we're coming to the end. I would recommend that you follow us on social media. We are really present in Instagram and LinkedIn. When we have the boot camps, it is advertised on Instagram. We also have a program email, msbuan@utdallas.edu. If you have any question about the Flex program, you can email that. Either Sivi or myself will respond to that. If you want to connect to a current student, feel free to scan this and fill out the form. Again, think that these are current students who are probably this week is their final exam. Okay, so probably have to wait a little while to them to get back to you. There's also a Telegram group that you can join and ask questions in there also. Okay. So any questions I will entertain at this point, but both Civi's and my contact information is here. If you can, as I mentioned, you can email us to our email address, or if you do the msbuan@utdallas.edu, that'll get to both of us. My recommendation or request, actually more than recommendation, is do not email all 3 of this email address at the same time, or even separately, right? We will answer you in the order that we get. We other than weekends, we are both pretty good in answering emails. So I would recommend just have some patience and wait for the response. So thank you, y'all, and I will now stop sharing and give you a chance to ask questions. Okay, I see, Elias, your hand is raised, so please unmute and ask.
All right. My name is Elias Small from Zambia. I have a background in information systems and technology, and I'm passionate about applying AI and data analytics to solve socio-economic challenges in Africa. I'm excited to learn more about the program, but one of my questions is, does the MSBA program offer opportunities to work on projects or research that applies AI and analytics to global developments or social impact, particularly in emerging markets like Africa?
So my general answer, I would say yes, because we are one of the top research institutions. So you will find full-time faculty who's doing research. You will find other PhD students who are doing it. If you ask me specific to a project, I will not be able to answer that without checking, without researching on my own and who is doing what. But there are multiple students who are in the PhD program that that are available for you to contact. In fact, if you search, I would not say like you will find a specific research that is not published yet that is going to be online. That is not going to be possible. But I'm happy if you reach out to help you connect with other PhD students.
All right. Thank you so
You're welcome.
much. I don't know if you can allow me to ask another question.
Yeah, you can ask one more question because I have people waiting. Other people who have also raised their hands.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Are there capstones or research opportunities that allow students to use African data or work with organizations from the region? I'm particularly interested in applying data science to sectors like healthcare, fintech, or agriculture.
So again, Elias, that you're asked. So one of the things that I would tell is based on your interests, you should take courses in those tracks. And every track will have at least 2, 3 courses that has projects in there, right? So like if you ask me a specific data set, is it available, whether a specific data set that you will use that will help you in Africa, that I am not able to answer that question because each of our tracks have different courses from different departments. So if you have something in healthcare, I would say I would have to connect you with the healthcare department to help you find that answer for that about that data set.
All right. Thank you
Anush,
so much.
you're welcome. Anush, you're next.
Hi, I'm Anush Nepal, and I'm currently studying business admin. And I am kind of interested into the data science track. And
Mhm.
I also want to apply some of the knowledge from data science into emerging challenges such as climate risk, ESG transparency, and ethical business practices. So my major question is, are there any resources that the university provides to students to focus on socially responsible tech careers, or are there any kind of student-led programs? Uh, yeah, I wanted to know
Yeah.
that.
So the answer to that, Anush, is yes. One of our accreditation assessment is on sustainability and social responsibility, and therefore you will find projects that you can apply that.
Thank you so
Taiwan,
much. I
you're
really
welcome.
want it. Thank you.
Taiwan,
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, go
Yep.
ahead.
Yeah. So my name is Tay, and I had actually three really quick questions over the presentation. So the first one is, are there people that typically are able to finish the degree within 3 semesters?
Okay. So my answer is yes. Do I recommend it? No. The reason is if you like, because you can't take 4 courses in a semester, right? Like I always say, if a student, it's an incoming students, they have not ever studied in a US university, the first semester I'm going to write, and if you don't have a background in technology, I'm going to recommend that you only take three courses so that you can fare well. Okay. But if you have technical background, you have the affinity, you are able to do it, you can technically do 4 courses in each semester. Now that 4 courses, I'm going to say it has to be the long semester. So fall or spring. Summer, you are not going to be able to finish 4 courses. So
Okay.
usually students will either do internship or on-campus jobs during summer or travel in it. Yeah, so technically you can. Very seldom students choose to finish it in 3 semesters because there is so much opportunity here that in order for them to utilize the hackathons and do other things with the university and the student organization, 4 semesters is the best way to do it.
Okay, got it. And I have 2 more questions, if that's okay.
Okay, go ahead, ask.
Yeah. So the next question is that on the PowerPoint presentation, it mentioned a internship being 0 to 3 credit hours.
Mhm.
So I guess what dictates how many hours our internship is going to be? Like, how do we know if we'll get like 3 hours of credit versus 2 versus 1?
Yeah, so it will be something that depends on the number of hours that you will be employed. So when you submit it, so your 0 credit internship hours is only available for your first internship. So if your first internship is, you're working full time, 40 hours a week, it is your choice whether you want 0 credit for it or 3 credits for it. I would say 3 credits probably is more ideal, but if your internship is going to be the continued internship, then it's better to take it as a 0 credit in the first semester. What that 0 credit is helping you is that you do not pay tuition for credit, right? So that 0 means you get a credit for getting the internship, but you're not paying a tuition for it. That's what 0 credit means.
Okay, I see. And then one last question. So for those of us that don't have calculus on our transcripts, I noticed there is a prerequisite course that we have to take.
Mhm.
So then do we add another 3 hours on top of the 36-hour requirement if we haven't taken calculus?
Yeah, if you have in your admission letter, if you have a prerequisite that is noted, then you're paying the additional credit hours for it. Yes,
Okay, got it. Oh, thank you.
you're welcome. JA?
Hi, good day. Sorry, this is not Jen. I am Stanley Onyeka. I'm from Nigeria. I tried logging in through my own app, but it wasn't going through, so I used my girlfriend's phone. What I wanted to ask is, I couldn't get in on time. Uh, I saw you mentioned that studying AI, you can choose the courses of interest or the line of interest, like in healthcare or. But I want to know how business analytics ties into it because I'm coming from a tech field and a science field, and I've not really done much as regarding business and management and business analytics and all. So I don't know if you can throw more light on that, please.
Okay, now I'm not really sure I understand your question. You're asking how business analytics aligns with healthcare? Is that what your question is?
No, no, with if like as we're like studying AI, are we focusing just on business analytics or um because I'd want to study AI
Yeah, so I got it. I got it. Okay, so there are many courses that have AI component in it. So for example, we
okay,
already have applied deep learning, applied machine learning, applied natural language processing. Okay,
okay,
those are all AI courses. We also introduced 2 new courses this semester, LLMs and AI in business or applied AI in business. We will add a third new course, applied advanced database in AI. So there will be courses that are available to you as elective. We have more elective courses than you can ever imagine of taking it. There is no way we have 80 plus courses. Some of them are AI related and some of them are truly analytics related.
Analytics. Oh, okay. Okay. Now I understand. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Professor Thomas, can you
Yes.
pick up with Justin's question at 8:56? And he had a follow-up, or I guess Elias had a follow-up at 9:02.
Okay, let me get into 8:56. Okay, does any of the courses in the program use Power BI for analytics or Tableau? I'm asking because I have a background in yes. So the answer is yes. Our data visualization course mostly uses Tableau. But you are given an option that you can complete it in Microsoft Power BI. There are other events, like for recently, I did a workshop in Tableau one couple of months ago, and last week I did a workshop in Power BI. So courses will use it. Our specific data visualization course that uses Tableau in there. I am coming. I'm just looking into. Okay, so the way that you want to look at the analytics program is the basic that you need to have knowledge in is statistics, SQL, and then Python R, right? Those are programming languages. R is heavily statistical oriented, while Python is used for general anything. We also have courses where tools are introduced. For example, Alteryx, NIME, UiPath, Appian, like these are all like if you show in an industry, but in your resume that you have got like a foundational knowledge on NIME or intermediate knowledge on NIME, NIME and Alteryx can be switched a little bit in the sense that if you know Tableau, you can say, I can do Power BI. Yeah, you got to go learn a little bit, but you already know the pre-attended properties and how to do a chart. Like, when to use line chart, when to use a scatter plot. You already know that. If you know Tableau, you already can figure that out for Power BI. Yeah, you have to learn DAX a little bit, which Tableau doesn't have. Similar to that, if you know one tool that is on a process automation, to learn the other tool, yes, you have to learn the tool, but we provide you with that opportunity. Okay, go ahead, Anush.
Hi, I have one more question regarding the scholarship. As you mentioned earlier about the program excellence scholarship that was funded by in-state up to 50%. So when applying for the scholarship or when we get the scholarship, do we have to select all the courses that we're taking initially or later? And also, if later, would the price be deducted, the 50% price would be deducted semester wise, or how does that work?
Okay, so if you got a scholarship, one or the other, program excellence or dean's excellence, the first thing you have to do is accept the scholarship and enroll in the first semester classes. Okay, that is what you're required to do. If you got the scholarship in fall, then that scholarship carries over for your spring courses also. So when the spring course enrollment registration is open, you will enroll in that. The second year, that meaning your third semester scholarship, you have to reapply to be eligible for it. And at that point, when you're a continuing student, your grades matter, your leadership ability matters, right? Because now you're 2 semesters in here. So there are additional criteria that is looked at while selecting whether a student is eligible for a scholarship. So you do not, to answer your question, you do not select all the courses for your entire 36 credit. You only would select the first semester courses for accepting the application.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, I saw somebody's question of the difference of MSITM and MSBA. Well, I would say in general, you can, I think CV probably posted the curriculum link to both. One is more management oriented, less technical programming. You can honestly have a degree in MSITM without being a strong programmer. Okay. In business analytics, I would say this is probably in JSON. This is other than, I wouldn't look at computer science or engineering, but in the Jindal School of Management, the MS BA and AI probably is the most rigorous and highly technical course. Okay, let's see. I think you have answered all the questions, right, Sivi?
Yes, I
Okay.
have. I don't know if people have follow-ups or
Yeah,
further
if you have
questions.
follow-up, just
I've tried
ask.
to answer those as well.
Yeah. Yeah, there are several students who do. I see a lot of questions on dual degrees. There are several students who do dual degree or apply for dual degree. I've also seen some students who have applied for dual degree, but was asked by the admission to drop one of them based on their transcript or how they answered their personal statement or resume. Because recently I had reached out to a couple of students to drop one of the dual degrees and only applied for one. Anything else? Go ahead, Emma.
Hi, good morning. My name is
Good morning.
Emma. I actually graduated from JSOM about 2 years ago with a marketing degree, and I'm working a full-time 9 to 5, and I'm looking into this program to possibly supplement my marketing career or give me some opportunity to pivot if needed. I was curious how common it is to see students who are working full-time 9 to 5 and what that post-grad experience looks like. I know it probably varies a lot, but I was just curious on your thoughts.
Yeah, so I would say in fact, there are two students joining from Palo Alto Networks during summer. They have both, in fact, one probably has a 10 or 15-year experience. The other one probably have over 25-year experience. So going back to your question, if you are a full-time 9 to 5, I wouldn't recommend taking anything more than 2 courses. It will be even in the first semester, I would even recommend that you take one and see. I have had students who did one on-campus course and one online course. And I can tell you, if you're not very disciplined, then that online course kind of goes down the drain. And then because on campus you're seeing students, you're working collaboratively, it helps in your career if you were doing something collaboratively with other students instead of just studying on your own. I did my 3rd master's degree with full-time work and did each semester, summer, spring, fall, 2 courses each. That's what I did.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Go ahead, Jay.
Sorry, please, I'd want to know, first of all, what is the maximum amount, number of courses you can take as an international graduate student per semester? And then also, do we have to come to class every other day? Because looking at accommodation, I'm trying to make plans for accommodation and all. So I'd love to know if maybe some of the classes are going to be online or we'll have to be in class every other day of the week, please.
Okay, so to tell you about number of classes to take, the maximum, Sivi, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think you can take anything more than 6 courses.
Correct. The maximum is 18 credits. but
Yeah.
that takes special registration because the max you can register yourself for is 15, I believe. And you would need additional approval to register for that 6th class. It is not recommended.
Yeah, and for graduate students, I will never recommend that. I have this semester a student who took 6 classes and pretty much could not finish or do for 3 classes. So 3 is all what he could do, and pretty much going back and forth because did not attend the class, whatever. So your question of, do I come to campus every other day? So let's say you are taking 3 courses. Let's talk about 3 courses, okay? And all 3 are on campus. You may be lucky to find 3 courses on the same day, or at least 3 courses between 2 days. You don't have to come every day to campus. I will always recommend students, if you have, if you're living nearby, or it's recommended that you at least come to campus 4 days a week. There are students who come to campus who do not have a class that day, but they want to work with other students. It is when you see other students working and sitting and doing, you'll be also surprised. It gives you an opportunity to meet with students in another field. And that helps you to do that networking. Because one student hears about a job that they are not applying because either they are not qualified or not interested, they will share that with you. But if you're in your own little cocoon in your apartment, nobody knows anything about you, right? So that is what I would say, that coming to campus, the importance of it is. Now, going back to class times, we do have classes at 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 7 p.m. Right? Those are the typical 4 times. Now, we also have classes that is completely online, asynchronous. You take at your own time. We have classes that are synchronous, meaning let's say it's a 7 p.m. class, but it's an online synchronous, meaning you do not have to come to campus. You can take that class remotely from wherever you are. But you have to log in at 7 p.m. to attend that class.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Savi Gandhi, your question. So it's a bachelor's degree in India. So what you would do is in your application, you submit your undergraduate unofficial transcript, and it goes through its own credential. Okay, anything else? Okay, so yes, so now if you do IMA completely online async, then you are not applying for MSBA and AI Flex program. You probably want to apply to the online program of MSBA. In that case, if you do that, you have to think that you do not have access, like those tracks are only data science and data engineering. You can, now I'm going to revert back to what I just said. You can take online courses completely because I presume you're a resident here, and you can take an online class. Now, I'm not sure whether you will find every course that you want to take as an online option in a given semester. But I can look, if you want to contact me later, I can look that up for you. Lots of marketing analytics courses are online, asynchronous.
Thank
But
you.
you may want, like the core courses, the econometrics, the modeling, they are all async. So you do have a lot of opportunity to complete courses in the MSBA and AI Flex online, but there may be 1 or 2 you may want to take, and they're only offered on campus. But
Okay,
you can
thank you.
always choose, I don't want to take that course. Coming from marketing, I'm going to say you want to take those courses.
Yes.
Okay, so I would say, Chaitra, to answer your question, full-time, as I mentioned, if you're disciplined, you can take online classes, okay? I did mine online, but it was online synchronous. That is what I wanted. I felt, even though I was disciplined, if I just do asynchronous, my job required me managing people across multiple countries. So if I did that, then I always would put my studies last. But if it is a live class, synchronously, I know that I have to leave work at a certain time, and I would diligently do that. That is what I prefer to do. But if you feel, and other part of it is if you do online async 100%, is you don't get the benefit of our career management center and also the collaboration with other students. Because there are a lot of students who come, I wouldn't say a lot, there is a good chunk of students who have enormous work experience, and they have taken 2 years off to pivot to go into. So they bring in that wealth of knowledge from their domain into classrooms. Kayla.
Hi, good morning. I have a
Good morning.
quick question regarding how many hours is considered a full-time, being a full-time student?
9 hours.
And
So 3 courses.
Okay, so in those 3 courses, I'm a full-time 9 to 5. Do you recommend having those 3 courses? Like I need to take at least one hybrid, like one presential and the other 2 classes online. Is that possible? Is that like something that you will recommend?
I would. So here's a question, Kayla, that you're not an international student, right? You will be
No.
Yeah. So if you want a full time, that is what you would do. But for somebody who works 9 to 5, as I mentioned earlier, I will not recommend you taking 3 courses, whether that 3 courses is in person or online or a combination. I would always tell you take 2 at a time, at least to begin with. Because some of these core courses like econometrics, you can't, if you take econometrics, predictive, prescriptive all in one semester, man, you're asking for trouble.
Okay, that's wise. Thank you.
Okay. So Nichelle, your question of non-technical, you do not have any. So this is where before the semester starts, we have boot camps that are run by our Business Analytics Leadership Council students. So that boot camp will be in SQL, statistics, R, and Python. Okay, so those will be mostly over the weekend, like either a Saturday, Sunday, or a 4 Saturday, something like that. We haven't finalized the students because they need to be the one who's available to do it. But it will be so that will be one way that you will do the boot camps. That is one way to help you prepare so that before you start the actual program, you have some backup. I will also tell students that there are plenty of free YouTube videos that are available there. Go brush it up, learn from multiple people, right? Don't just come blindly to, if you don't have any technical skill set, don't come a little prepared. When I told you I did my 3rd master's as a full-time professional, I had a computer science master's before that. But I had, in a long time in my career, I hadn't really used a lot of programming because that was not my job. My job was all managing people and, stakeholders. So I ended up during that summer before I started the program, and I did not know R or Python. I knew stats and SQL very well, but R and Python, I went and watched some videos out in there. Data Camp has free videos that you can use, and just got just the couple of weeks material, like the initial part. Like if you're looking at Python, it'll talk about data types. It's very different data types than Java. So you would go learn what those data types are and how to manipulate it. Same thing with R. That is all what you need before you start. We're not expecting you to come fully prepared and knowing all Python and R. Then what's the point in doing the program, right? So just come prepared with the basic knowledge. That's what I would say. So PhD program, there are PhD programs. There is no PhD program that says business analytics and AI, but there are PhD programs that are catered to that. And your second question, Wendy, of Anne, is it fully funded? That I will have to, depending on what program, all the PhD programs. Sivi, do you know anything about it?
I don't. I would suggest that you send an email to the PhD program website, the PhD program people. I will put that email in the chat.
Okay. Any other question? Okay, Kayla.
Thank you so much. One last question. So regarding to the certificates, for those certificates you mentioned they're free. Are those done, can I take, let's say I'm taking 2 classes per term, and can I take the certificate at the same time, or would I have to do one class and then, okay.
No. So the certificate has 4 courses. Okay. So for example, our business decision analytics, that has 4 courses in there, all the certificates. So those are statistics, prescriptive, predictive, and econometrics. All those 4 courses are our core courses. So you will apply for that certificate while you're taking these courses before you finish. And you can do that in 4 semesters if you wanted to. You can do that in 2 semesters if you wanted to. I would never recommend 1 semester taking all those 4 courses.
Thank you.
Welcome. Okay. Any other question? All right. If not, thank you all for joining. You will get a link to the recording. It'll be posted in our YouTube channel. And I look forward to seeing y'all on campus.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Yes, Chaitra, you're right. You can take the 7 p.m. classes. Yes. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye.